Hi everyone, it's svgcoop.com and we are here working on our Halloween mini album, and it's the MA012. And what we're working on is there's going to be 4 sets of pages, and I will show them to you. I think maybe 3 of the parts of them we'll put together. One I already worked on, but basically I'm just going to show you really quick. This is one of the pages, and the page is going to have a little pull out like this, and it's got 2 sides there, and there's a magnet that will snap it back into place, see, like that. And so we have we have Frank here, then we have a vampire, and we have a mummy and a witch. So I may show you how to put the witch together. All the back sides are going to be the same, not with the same design, but the same idea. So you're going to have a flip down page that has a magnet on it. You can hear that snapping. So you'll have 2 photo spots here, and then it's going to have a pull out that doesn't actually pull all the way out. There's a little stopper in there, but of course you can put a picture, or you can put some journaling or whatever it is you want. So this is actually an additional set of 4 pages that doesn't count the normal pages that we put in our book. So these are just all extra. So this was the first one anyway that I did of Frank. So right now we're going to work on the vampire page. So I actually cut out, I cut Frank out first, but then I cut out all of the other 3 at the same time, and it did save paper and time and all that. So you may want to consider doing that as well, just because, you know, you want to spend more time putting together rather than spending your time cutting each individual page. Okay, so what you're going to have is you're going to have a page that has a little hole in it. See the little hole right there? So that's going to be the back side. So that's going to be the part, it's going to be this back side. And then the front is you're going to have an 8.5 by 8.5 page that looks like this. Now for the mummy one, I think what I'm going to do is, well, we're going to see how that one works out, because I cut mine out in vinyl rather than paper, so we'll see. But anyway, so you're going to have your 8.5 by 8.5 square here, and I'm just going to take my little vampire face here and grab my glue. And you want to make sure that you put this on the right way, because obviously you could flip it over, but you want to put it on the right way depending on how you cut your eyes and your teeth. So my bigger eye is going to be on the right, so I just want to make sure I'm getting that on the right way. So I'm going to flip it over and get my glue. Just gonna, oops, line up like that. Okay, and then I cut my eyes out of vinyl, so I'm just going to take my transfer tape here, and I think I have my scraper here somewhere. I'm just going to get the eyes in. And of course you could cut these out of paper if you wanted. I just decided I wanted their eyes to be shiny. Okay, so I'm just getting the teeth off now. Okay, so that's going to be it for the front of this little page. Like I said, these are extras, so I know that this is just meant to be cute. Okay, so then I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to start working on the page that has the little hole in the bottom. So you're going to have a half circle. Again, it has a little hole on the bottom, and you're going to have 2 half circle pattern sheets that you can put on. Of course, if you use double-sided paper, you wouldn't have to cut extras. And of course, I do have double-sided paper, and I didn't cut it that way just because I wanted to show you. Okay, so what we want to do before we do anything else is we're going to need to get some magnets on here, so that, because what's going to happen is if you don't use a magnet, when you stuff this back in, it could go all the way in and then you won't be able to find the tab and pull it out. So I have these little magnets, and I'm going to I got these from Magnets for Less, and they're super strong. As you can see, they're like really hard to get apart, but it's great because they work great. Oh shoot. They're so strong. It's so hard to sometimes get them separated. All right. Grab 3 here by accident. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to put one magnet on the top here, if I can separate these. Oh my goodness. They literally are the strongest magnets I've seen. Okay, so I want it to be somewhere inside, closer to the top, and the bottom one, I want it to make sure that my tab pulls out, and I'm just going to lining up the holes there so you can see that. So that's about where I want my magnet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape here. I'm just going to put some on the bottom of my magnet. Give it a good little rub. Okay, and then I'm going to just flip this over. And again, I'm going to take this magnet off, put some tape on here, give it a good rub. You can also use glue dots if you want. Okay, and then let's see, my magnet's about there, and you just let it snap into place. Okay, so now I can take my pattern paper, I can take this off now, and I use two-sided paper so that you just want to make sure that the holes line up. See how that hole is there? So I'm going to just put some glue on here. I just want to line up those holes. Okay. And then you're just going to put one on the other side. And again, you just want to make sure your hole is on the bottom where it will line up. Okay, get that in there like that. Okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is we need to take a little brad. Let's see, I know I have one over here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so one of these little guys, I'm just using a tiny one. It doesn't matter what color because you won't see it. So you just want to stick that right through the holes. Oops. Get that right in there like that. And you want to make sure that the arms are going parallel to the edge of your paper, just because it'll make it easier to cover when you're trying to cover this up. Okay, so now we have our little pull out and it'll snap into place, so that's great. All right, now our next piece, I'm just going to put that aside for a minute. Next thing we want to work on is, I think what I'm going to do first, you're going to have a piece that has two little ends like this. All 4 pages will have this, but the tops are going to be different. So what you're basically going to do is we're going to decorate the tops, and you'll see pictures ahead of time of what this is going to look like. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to glue this little piece down. And you can see it'll just give you a little tiny black border. And actually, maybe before we do that, you're going to have this a white piece. So I'm just going to glue this white piece down because I want the design to go over the white piece. So you're just going to get that on there like that. You want to make sure you don't go past the top there. Okay, and I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, like that. All right, now for this one, before I glue the next layer, I have this cute little coffin that I'm going to glue on. And then the top piece to the coffin, you could also cut out in paper, but again, I cut mine out in vinyl. I don't know, I just like to use vinyl. So I'm just gonna get that. Okay, that's gonna go more towards the top. I'll just show you. Okay. Then we're going to glue the next layer of the background for the words. Grab my glue. And then I'm going to use my vinyl. I use vinyl for my text. So I'm just going to get this off here. I like doing my text with vinyl because I really don't want to have to go find all of these letters and put them on one at a time. It's partially because I like it and partially because I'm lazy about that. Okay, so we're just going to put coffin break. Okay, so now what we want to do, we're going to build the pocket to hold this. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a piece that looks like this. It's got 2 little tabs on the top. It's got folds along the side and the bottom. So you're just going to fold along the 3 sides here. And then you're going to have the piece that has the little knob on the side. So we're just going to fold this too. And what you want to do is the piece with the knob, we're going to put some score tape here. Okay, so if you have the knob coming out this way, the score tape is on the same side that's facing you. Okay, and we're just going to take that off. And we're going to put this on the white just so you can see. We're just going to line these 2 up like this. Try to make it so you can see. Okay, so basically you're going to have, this is going to flip down, right? And then you have the pocket. Okay, so next thing we want to do is going to put some score tape. Okay, so you have this piece here. So you're going to put some score tape here on both of these little tabs. Pull these off. Unless you're me and always have a hard time doing that. Okay. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. Okay, so then we're just going to fold these down, and you're just going to line it up with the side there like that. Okay, then before we do anything else, you want it so that you have the tab coming this way, and you want to just get this inside the pocket. Okay, so it's just going to rest inside upside down. So you have the three edges here, and then this. So what we want to do is we're going to put some score tape on the three edges here. Okay, give that a good rub. And then what we want to do is we're just going to glue. You're going to have three patterned papers that you can put. So I'm just going to use some glue and get these down on here. See how good this glues with the glitter on it. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm doing it to you again. Okay, we want to put a magnet in here. Actually, no, it's fine. Sorry. Okay, so get this. You can get this one glued down first. That's fine. And you can glue this one down. Okay. Now, before we glue the next one down, we're going to put another set of magnets in here. So let me just find my magnets there. I'm just going to take two more off. And we want to put one here. And it doesn't matter where exactly. You just want it in far enough so that it doesn't bubble your paper, you know, so it looks bad. So I'm just going to scrape that on there. Put that right about there. And then I'm just going to glue this. Okay, and then you cover that up, and you can't see the magnet at all. Okay, then you're going to have a piece of paper that looks like this, and I'm just going to, it's a, I think this is, I guess it's about 8 1/4 maybe. Anyway, so we're going to take the tabs off of the back of our pocket. Make sure you have your sentiment piece or your pull-out part already inside here, because you won't be able to get it in afterwards. It's kind of designed that way. That way it won't get lost. It's not really a pull-out photo map per se. Okay, so then what we're going to do is just going to make sure that's inside there. Okay, and okay, press that down. Okay, then on the back, you just put your magnet and it'll automatically go where it needs to, and it'll tell you which side you need to put the sticky on. I love these little magnets. They're so great for that. Okay, so we're just going to scrape this. And again, I'm going to let it find its partner. Okay, and that's stuck there. Okay, great. Now what we need to do, so we have our page with our thing coming out here, and you can turn this over. I'm going to turn the page we just worked on over, put some score tape on the back here. And I think what I'm going to do actually first, I'm going to fold these on the score line this way, and I'm going to fold them in to where our circle is. Okay. And put some score tape along here. Now what you want to do is you're going to pull the two sides off, but you're not going to, so you're actually, well, maybe top and bottom. So you're going to pull the two top and bottoms off, but don't pull this tab off. Don't pull the tape off of that, because that actually is going to be how we connect it to our page. So I'm just going to fold that backwards the other way. So you're going to have two sides down. You're going to have the pull out this way, okay? And then we're going to take our buddy Drac here, and we're just going to get him lined up with the top and then the bottom. Okay. Then we're going to turn it over, and you still have this flap here. I'm just going to take the tape off of this page. And you want to make sure, obviously, that it's facing upway. So I have my little tab sticking out there. So this is the top. And we're just going to lay that right on there like that. Give it a good press down. And voila. So we have our little magnet page. We have our pull-out where you can hide some things. And we have the front, and you have your little pull out this way. Okay, now what I want to do is I think I'm going to I just want to tell you one thing about when you're doing the trick or treat one, you want to make sure you put the 3 colors on each one of the candy corns before you lay them down on the black background. It'll just make it easier for you. And again, I cut my text out of vinyl so I could just lay it on there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these couple of just the pieces that are the pullouts with you together, so you have it. And let's see, I think I'll do the faces as well. But as far as like putting the pockets together and stuff, we won't do that again together. Okay, so this is going to be the witch one. So for the witch one, you're going to take your black background and you're going to have her green face. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back. And this will line up right along the bottom here. And then she's got some hair, so we're just going to put the hair this way. Okay. And then I have her, let's see, where did her eyes go? Cut her eyes out of vinyl. So I'm just gonna get those on there real quick. And then she's got a purple piece for her hat. Just going to take that off there. And that you're just going to line up right on the corner. Let me see if I can put a piece of paper under here so you can see. So this is going to, you just want to line up the edges so you'll know right where it goes. Again, you can cut it out of paper if you want to. Okay, so that's going to be the front of our witch page, and now let's get her title going here. So again, we're going to be using the piece that has little squares on the bottom, and I'm going to put the white square down first. You have to make sure you get the right white piece. I was using the wrong one because all of the little boxes are different, so you want to make sure you use this one is the smaller one. Okay. Then I'm going to glue down the gray layer. Like that. And then you're going to have a white layer. You just make sure you have it in the right direction. Okay. Then one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down, I cut all the other stuff out of vinyl. So what I want to do is I'm going to put down my brooms first. So I have 2 black pieces for the brooms. So I'm just gonna get those picked up. They're both the same. So you can just put one down and then put the other one down. And then before I put, let's see, I'm going to put the words down first before I put down any more color. Down like that. Okay. Then, oh, I forgot we have to put our little witch has a freckle. So you're going to have a little brown circle. I'm going to take that off there. Put that on her face. Okay. Then, going to put down the 2 brown parts for the broom. Like that. And the gold pieces. Oh, I also, let's see, oh, that was for the other one. Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. All right, so then I think I have a long piece of transfer tape cut here somewhere. It's amazing how messy the art room gets when you're working on a book. Okay, so I'm just going to take these. Have it off a little bit. I want the black to show through. And then the orange. Just give that a rub. Okay. And again, you just want it off a little bit so that you can see the black. Let me do the witch first. Okay, and then just 2 more small pieces. Now this is my mummy piece, but inside I put the parts, the rest of the parts for the broom. So I'm just going to grab those 2 off there. And one's going to go here, like that. The other one, like that. Okay, so that's going to be the one that has for the witch face. And then we'll do the mummy real quick too. Okay, so just put these parts to the witch page together so I don't lose them. All right, so then with the mummy, I'm going to be doing something similar here. Okay, so what I did I'm not sure if I like this idea or not, but I cut the mummy face out of vinyl and I'm going to put it on this black square. So I'm not going to use one whole big sheet of transfer tape. So this is what you call an experiment. So I'm just going to grab these lower pieces here first. And if I can figure out where to put my scraper, here it is. This might be easier to do in paper, but the problem is if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that these all get lined up nicely so that your face lines up right. Okay, move this out of the way. And I'm just going to line this up along the bottom, and hopefully this will work out all right for me. Otherwise I'm going to have to do it again out of paper. And I think I'm going to recommend you cutting it out of paper versus vinyl. I'm not sure this is a good idea. May not be the worst idea, but I'm not sure it's the best idea either. Okay, so we want this to be kind of close like that. And then the top piece. And get that right up there like that. Alright, that didn't come out as bad as I thought it might. Okay, so then I'm going to get his eyes in there. And then I actually cut his mouth, or his tongue, out of paper, so I'm going to glue that on. Okay, so that's going to be the mummy face. And then we have the mummy pullout. So this is just going to say Mischief Night, so we're going to get this glued on here like that. Okay. Okay, then we're going to put the light gray down. Oops, runaway glue. Okay. And then the white layer. Okay, then I get the sentiment on here, so I'm gonna mischief here. Okay. All right, so there you go. That is really the important parts that you will need. See how cute that is. Okay, so your Mischief Knight is going to go with your mummy face. And your Witch Crossing will go with your cute witch. And then we, of course, have the Trick or Treat to go with Frank. And Take a Coffin Break to go with Dracula. Okay, we will be back with more videos. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone, it's Robin from svgcoop.com, and we are back with another video for one of our pages. So this is the first page we're going to be doing like this for our mini album. You're going to have 4 of them. There's going to be, you have Frank, you're going to have a mummy, you're going to have a witch, and a Dracula. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to put one together, and then the other 4 pages are going to be the same. These are kind of additional pages to our normal pages that we have in the book. So this is not going to be like the entirety of our book. So I just wanted to show you how we're going to do this. So the first one, I cut this out, and I'm just going to glue the green to my black background here. This is just going to sit right at the bottom of the black. Like that. Okay, and now his eyes, I could have cut out of cardstock, but I didn't. I cut them out of vinyl, so I'm just going to grab my little transfer tape here. I'm just going to sit in there like that. Okay, so that's going to be the front of this additional page, and you'll see what I mean as we move along. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside for a second, and we're going to, I just need to go grab a Brad. I'll be right back.